Have you ever stopped to think about how a single sentence can sometimes hold an entire universe of meaning? Well, today we're going to dive into one of those. We're unpacking a single verse from the Quran that maps out a complete worldview, from the secrets of the cosmos right down to our own place in it. And here it is. Now, at first glance, it might seem pretty straightforward, but trust me, every single phrase here is absolutely packed with meaning about reality, our purpose, and where we're all heading. It kicks off with a massive, cosmic claim and wraps up with this deeply personal, comforting assurance. So, the big question is, how does it do that? How on earth can one sentence offer a whole framework for understanding our existence? Well, that's what we're here to do. Let's break it down piece by piece and see how this incredible worldview is built. All right, so the verse starts by laying down a foundational concept. God's knowledge covers everything, and I mean everything, especially the stuff that's hidden from us, what the verse calls the unseen. Now, this term, al-ghaib, is so important. When we hear the unseen, our minds might jump to something spooky, right? But it's way, way broader than that. It's literally anything that's concealed from us, whether it's hidden in the future, buried in the past, or just exists in a part of the universe we can't see or measure yet. And this is where it gets really fascinating. Islamic thought splits the unseen into two distinct types. On one side, you have the absolute unseen. This is stuff known only to God, like the exact moment the world will end. But then you have the restricted unseen, which is basically all the secrets of the universe that are hidden, but discoverable. Think about it this way. Electricity wasn't invented, was it? It was always there, a fundamental force of nature. Same with gravity, or the energy locked inside an atom. These things were always part of the universe's fabric, part of that restricted unseen, just waiting for their divinely appointed birth date to finally be discovered by us. Okay, so that covers things we can eventually figure out. But what about the absolute unseen? The stuff that is just flat out impossible for a human to predict. Well, the Quran gives this absolutely stunning historical example that really shows what it means when God reveals something that is truly unknowable. So let's set the scene. It's the early 7th century. The two global superpowers are the Persian and Roman empires. The Persians had just delivered a crushing, humiliating defeat to the Christian Romans. For the early Muslims, this was a huge blow to morale. From every human angle, the Roman Empire looked finished. It was toast. But then, right at that low point, a prophecy was revealed. Get this, the verse didn't just say, oh, they'll make a comeback. No way. It gave a specific time frame. The Arabic phrase it uses means a period of 3 to 9 years. And sure enough, against all odds, the Romans didn't just rally, they achieved a decisive victory over the Persians within that exact window. It was just this incredible, real-world demonstration that knowledge of the future belongs to God alone. Okay, so God knows everything. The past, the present, the future, the seen, the unseen, the whole shebang. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. So what does this all mean for us? Right here, right now. How are we supposed to live with that knowledge? The verse gives us a clear, direct, and powerful answer. If you recognize that all knowledge, all power, all control belongs to the Creator, what else can you do? The only logical response is to worship Him and to put your complete and total trust, your reliance in Him. But, and this is a huge but, this is not a call to just sit back and do nothing. In fact, it's the total opposite. The verse actually sets up this amazing, dynamic engine for living a meaningful life. It creates this beautiful, symbiotic relationship between connecting with God and engaging with the world. Let's see how this powerful cycle works. I absolutely love this metaphor. It's just perfect. Worship, things like prayer, isn't just a ritual you have to get through. It's the act of plugging your soul into the ultimate power source. It's how you recharge your spiritual battery before you have to go back out and deal with the challenges of life. And this slide really lays it all out. It's a continuous loop. You take from above, you connect with God through worship and get that spiritual energy. Then you give to below. You take that energy and pour it into your work, your family, your community. And here's the beautiful part. Your work in the world then makes your worship possible. You work, you earn money, you buy clothes so you can pray properly. It all feeds into itself, creating this constant upward spiral. And that brings us to the final, absolutely awe-inspiring part of the verse. After we've gone from the unseen to our purpose in the here and now, it zooms all the way out to the ultimate end of everything. Just listen to the certainty in that phrase. To him will be returned the matter, all of it. Notice how absolute that is. Not some of it, not most of it, all of it. It's this powerful, undeniable reminder of where everything truly belongs in the end. You know, this idea completely reframes our entire lives. Everything we think we own, our money, our homes, our talents, even our own bodies, it's all just a temporary loan. It's a trust. The sun that warms us, the air we breathe, we never owned any of it. The verse implies that a day is coming when all of these trusts, even our ability to see and hear, will go back to their true owner. All power, all control, returns to the source. So that's what we're left with. From God's total knowledge of the unseen, to our life's purpose being this cycle of worship and work, all the way to the ultimate return of everything to Him. This one verse literally maps out the entire journey. And so the final question it leaves us with isn't cosmic, it's personal. If everything, every action, every word, every single moment is on loan and will eventually be returned, what story will your return tell?